Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to Program Insight in Videos English. Dear viewers, in an unprecedented move, the United States of America has halted the immigration program for 75 countries. So, this is in American history, this is unprecedented. And mainly two reasons have been cited by the Trump administration. That first was the verification of documents, that mean the security vetting and documents verification. And second point that is alarming, that most of the immigrants relied on U.S. Social security system. Not only social security system, but they committed huge financial frauds. In today's conversation, we will try to examine and find out information that what is the purpose and objective of this decision by the Trump administration, unprecedented level, that the countries from Africa, from Europe, from Far East, and from Arab countries, their immigration have been suspended. We will also try to dig out and examine whether in future they will be reviewed. And one aspect of the program will be that what will be effect on Pakistan, what categories of visas for Pakistan will be affected. We are fortunate to have with us senior analyst based in Washington, Mr. Anwar Iqbal. Anwar Iqbal is a very seasoned journalist and a senior analyst who report on variety of issues from U.S. capital, Washington. Mr. Anwar Iqbal, very warm welcome to Program Insight in B News English.
Thank you very much.
So initially, starting the conversation with you, we will ask you that what is basically the purpose and objective of this Trump administration of taking this huge decision that suspending the immigration for 75 countries of the world.
This is one of several measures introduced recently. It is not just like an individual step. Immigration has become a huge issue, not just in the United States, but also in Europe and the Middle East. The world is changing. Economic pressures are changing. Countries are now trying to hire their own citizens rather than bringing people from outside. In Europe and America, people feel that they have too many foreigners among them, that there is a threat. I mean, there are people in the United States and in Europe who say that, who talk about the possibility of the white people becoming a minority in their own countries, and they do not want that to happen. And whether it is right or wrong, whether it is correct or incorrect, the fact is that there are a lot of people who feel that way. And that has helped many political leaders in the West, particularly President Trump here in the United States, in getting support in expanding their bases. I mean, some people say that the immigration issue was one of the major contributors to President Donald Trump's victory in the previous election, as well as in his first term. So there is an issue. People do feel a certain way about this, and Mr. Trump, as a politician who belongs to the Republican Party rather than the right wing of the Republican Party, who shares these beliefs, who shares this ideology, so he is naturally trying to do something that he promised during the election campaign. I mean, it was one of his major promises that he will crack down on immigration, and that's what he is doing.
As you said, that it is part of the U.S., of course, Trump's broader agenda. And one thing you said that the white community feels that they might be in minority in the days to come, in certain states. But Anwar Iqbal Sahab, this is also a fact that immigrants are the biggest workforce for the United States of America. The country is known for the country of immigrants, and those immigrants are the immigrants from these all countries who have already been in the United States are doing those hard jobs which the local population doesn't do.
Yes, you're right. You're right, and that is that's what happens in the Middle East. In the Middle East, immigrant workers are actually far more than the local populations. I mean, in some UAE states, the local population is only in hundreds of thousands, and the immigrant population is in millions. You
Millions.
see,
Hmm.
there are millions in Saudi Arabia as well, and there are millions of overseas workers in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, in Sharjah, everywhere. But what they did, and that is something that does not happen in that is happening in Europe now, but it still does not happen in the United States, is that they have devised a plan for dealing with this, which is like in the Middle East, they don't give you, no matter how long you live, no matter what job you do,
Or
they
they
don't
don't
give
give
you
citizenship. Exactly.
citizenship. You come work for 25, 30 years and you go back. And during his first term, President Trump said during a visit to Saudi Arabia that that is a good model. So that may happen in the United States as well, because they do need workers. Especially, I mean, most of the workers here come from the Latin American countries, and they do the most difficult jobs that other do not want to do. I mean, among the Pakistani communities, you will see a lot of cab drivers, but other than that, there are Pakistanis physicians, I mean, doctors, and there are Pakistani professors, and there are Pakistani IT specialists, and the same goes for the Indian community and others. So they are not doing the menial jobs that the Americans need foreign workers for. That is done by people from Latin America, from South America, and I think they may ultimately introduce the same work permit system in the United States, that you come here, work, and go back.
What type of categories of visas are most likely to be affected overall globally? The countries, 74 countries which have been targeted.
75 countries, including Pakistan.
Okay.
And uh, uh, I think so far it is only the immigrant visa that has been suspended. Uh, you must keep in mind that it has been suspended, not cancelled. And the US media is calling it a visa freeze, which means that sooner
It
or
is
later
temporary, exactly.
this will be lifted, and it may happen in a year, 2 years, 3 years, but ultimately it will be lifted, and immigration visas may reopen. I mean, you saw yesterday they issued a set of instructions saying that immigration interviews, I mean, those who have been selected for immigration, the interviews will continue, the process will continue. They will be accepted or rejected for immigration. And once they are accepted, they will be given a letter and told to stay home, saying that whenever this restriction is lifted, then they will get their visas, but not now. No visa will be issued during this period. It was also made clear that visit visas, business visas, and other visas, probably when student visas are still open, they can apply for student visa, they can apply for visit visas and business visas, and journalist visa and other similar things. They can come and visit the United States and do their work. But of course, it will be different. They stand. It will be monitoring you very closely. They will not allow you to disappear. So you come here, do your work, and go back. The idea is to control the growing population of immigrants, but it does not affect other visa categories.
It was also reported that there have been massive frauds within the United States by the immigrants in the name of social security. So, which countries' citizens were originally involved in such frauds? And it was also reported that there have been also frauds in documentation by the asylum seekers as well.
Yes, yes.
Please
See,
share.
first of all, remember, these are citizens of poor countries who look for various options, various venues to move to greener pastures, to go to the west or to go to the Middle East to improve their conditions, to have a better life, to get better jobs. That is only natural. But it is also natural for the countries where they go to, it is also natural for them to try to stop them, because nobody wants to have all the poor and needy people from the rest of the world in their country. So they would also try to try to stop that. So I would see as a conflict between two rights, not two wrongs. I mean, those who are coming have a reason for coming, and those who are stopping them also have a valid reason for stopping them. In this case, I mean, yes, I think when they announced this thing, they said that most of the people who have been targeted are those who come to the United States and live on state or government aid. I
State
mean,
expense,
social
exactly. State
security,
expense.
medical, and other things provided by the government. But I don't know if it applies to the Pakistani community. I have not seen many Pakistanis living on government support like this. Most of the Pakistanis are very hardworking. You see, from cab drivers to physicians and engineers, they
Mhm.
all work, and that's why you see there's a very large number of prosperous Pakistanis in the United States because they are a very hardworking people, and their family system also helps them. I mean, like you will see four or five brothers living together, even if they work as cab drivers. At the end of the day, if there are four brothers, they end up bringing about 30,000, at least 15, $16,000 a month, and that's a good amount of money. So they buy a home in a good area, and then they send it kids to good schools. Ultimately, their situation changes, improves, and they live a better life here. So, but there are others who do depend on that kind of government support, and the government does not like that. Pakistan, however, is weak on the other front. I mean, as you said, the U.S. administration gave two reasons for taking this action. One is that they exploit the support system and live on U.S. taxpayers' money, and the other was that these countries do not have an effective scrutiny system, scrutinization system in at home.
What
Like
does
it is
this
very
mean, scrutinization system? Because applicants are scrutinized, checked,
no,
police
no, no, no. Hold on,
verification.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It is not that easy, Mateen. I mean, if you can get a fake FIR from the police, if you can get fake medical certificates from the hospitals, if you
Mhm.
can get fake passports from the passport office, how much can a foreign embassy do? I mean, if a
Mhm.
foreign embassy cannot go to each and every passport office
And
in
these
Pakistan
documents
and
which you are
stop them
talking
from,
about would be believed as original, exactly.
because they are original. They are original. I mean, they are issued by proper hospitals and proper doctors and police stations. I mean, you know that, and I know that in Pakistan, it is not very difficult. If you have the right amount of money, you can easily get a report from the police saying that your life is in danger, and you know that you have been attacked, and etc. Although it may or may not have happened. Similarly, you can get medical certificates saying that you need treatment in the United States, and you can get false back a statement saying showing that you have enough money to get that treatment. So those countries, I mean, Pakistan comes in that category where they do not
Mhm.
have a strong system to check and scrutinize documents, and they want these countries before the ban is lifted. They want these countries to improve their security system.
The countries which cooperate with United States in the domain of security and security verification. So if they cooperate, so their cases might be reviewed and individually. I mean, the countries would be notified by the U.S. State Department that so and so country has been dropped from this suspension or from this visa ban. So, do you think some of the countries have been non-cooperating with United States as far as?
No, 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 no. It's not about. I mean, obviously, if they cooperate, their status will change. But it's not about cooperation only. I mean, obviously, if any country that is issuing the visa, if it demands cooperation from the country that is sending
Mm,
workers to that country will have to actually listen to the countries that is giving work to their citizens. It will have to do the things it is asking them to do. The problem is they doubt our capability to do so.
mm,
See, they say that your system is not strong enough. And Pakistan has taken several measures, and Pakistan is constantly trying to improve its system. They want more improvement. They want Pakistani authorities to find out these frauds even before the passports are issued. I mean, like one example they give, although do not come to America, but one example they gave here when you talk to them, they say that look, now they are sending beggars to the Middle East. How do these beggars get their passports? Obviously, somebody is doing some fraud somewhere. That is how passports are being issued.
So originally, passport is an original document. True.
Yes. And they say that okay, they're not coming to America, but it shows the flaw in your system that even a beggar can go and get a passport and go to the Middle East and start begging. So that is there. We must acknowledge that there is a flaw in our system, and that has to be amended.
So ultimately, there was also a report that in 2025, over 100,000 visas were revoked. What type of people? I mean, it was asylum seekers, or students, or some other people whose 100,000 visas.
All types of visas.
All
types of visas.
And due to which reason?
Yes, they documents. When they went through their documents, they found fault in those documents and they rejected those visas. I mean, basic reason is they see the basic argument. The U.S. laws demand that you should do in America, when you come to America, you should do what you said you're going to do. If you have a journalist visa, then you should come here and work as a journalist. If you come here on a student visa, then you should go and get yourself enrolled in an institution and study. So, but they say that a lot of these immigrants, they come as tourists, they come as students, they come as journalists, but instead of doing journalism, instead of doing tourism, instead of doing business or whatever the purpose is stated in their visa, just come here, start doing odd jobs, and start living in America. Try to actually settle down here. And this is something they don't like.
Anwar Iqbal Sahab, after this decision, how many more immigrants, I mean, particularly those who are in immigrant visas, particularly those asylum seeker, workers, students, how many are expected to be affected and could be deported in 2026?
Nobody knows. But one thing we know, the data released so far shows that immigration has decreased in it decreased in 2025 and it will further decrease in 2026. Actually, 2025 is the first year after many years, after 20 years, when the number of immigrants, number of workers, like people, not just immigrants, students and everybody, number of people coming to this states, to the United States is lower than the demand for foreign workers. So, and that is something that Americans will have to deal with, because if these restrictions continue, then they will not be able to meet the demand for more workers.
So it was reported that some of the African nations may come under more tough scrutiny after a financial fraud was detected.
They are poor, obviously. Restrictions apply to the poor. I mean, like they are not demanding $50,000 for a visit visa. I mean, how many people can actually deposit $15,000? You see, and if you come here and try to disappear, that $15,000 will be confiscated. It's a lot of money. So many people will not take that risk now.
So, Pakistani Foreign Office Anwar Iqbal Sahab said that Pakistan expects that the policy for Pakistan might be reviewed, and immigrant visas are likely to be reviewed by the U.S. administration. You think so? At highest level, there might be some communication between Pakistan and United States?
Obviously, I mean, I think not just Pakistan, all the governments must be talking to the Americans. They must be pleading their cases. I mean, obviously, they want these restrictions to be relaxed. They want visas to reopen. So, I mean, these kind of talks are always, they continue to happen. So, yes, Pakistan, I know Pakistan has been engaged with the State Department on this issue, and so have other countries been engaged. I mean, although Indians are not on this list, because not too many Indians fall in this category, but they fall in another country, that of work visas and student visas. Actually, tens of thousands of Indians come every year, and actually more than 100,000, much more than 100,000 Indian visas have been stopped in 2025.
100,000 visas for Indians
More
have
than
been
100, I
stopped.
think maybe 300,000 visas have been
To
stopped.
300,000 visas. So, do
Mhm.
you have any specific figure? How much was the total volume of?
They're not releasing these figures. They don't
No, no,
want to.
financial fraud. I'm asking. What is the actual amount of the financial fraud?
No,
Is
they did not disclose that either.
so ultimately, because of the halt that may continue, this suspension for a couple of months. So, don't you think
No, not for a couple of months. I think will be much longer. I
it will be
think,
much
first of
longer?
all, it will continue till the midterm elections. And if the Republican Party wins the midterm elections, then this may continue till the end of the
The current
term of this administration. And if the Republicans win the next election as well, then it will continue for 4 more years. So this is not going to end anytime soon. It is there for at least next 3 years.
But Anwar, sir, my question was: this will have disastrous effect on the workforce within United States. America will be short of
They
workers.
will find a way. They don't worry. Stop worrying about them. Let them take care of their own problems. They know that they say that when you talk to them, they say, okay, yeah, but you don't have to worry about us. We will find a way out. That is not your problem. That is our problem.
So this is going to be, as you said, and you feared that this is going to continue maybe for indefinite time, maybe till the end of
End of
the
the
term
term
by
of
the
this
current
government.
U.S.
Yeah.
president. So, do you think the other countries may review the immigration? United Kingdom has already tightened its rule. There is the Canada has already tightened its rule. So, this U.S. move will affect the other countries in Europe as well.
It was not just the US move. This has already been happening in Europe. I mean, several European countries have even more strict immigration and visa laws than the United States. They do not want people to come to them. They are actually, you see, they will let ships sink, try not to save them, to discourage immigrants. You see, they have very strict border policies. They have very strict asylum policies. People are in America. You apply for asylum, you come here, they give you a sort of a work permit, and you can live and continue working for as long as your case is under consideration. In Europe, they don't, many, not all, but in many, I think, including Britain, they don't let you work. They keep you in a sort of a prison until your case is decided.
So earlier, Anwar Saab, we have seen the immigration for Afghanistan, I mean, relocation program for Afghan people that was also suspended. So, due to the security concern, behind this major decision, do you think security concerns are also involved?
They say that. They said that. It says that the announcement says that security is also one of the major reasons. And Afghanistan is on the list of 75 countries. So is Iran. So are many other Muslim countries and non-Muslim. But the majority are non-Muslim countries from South America and Africa. I mean, it is everything in our religion is actually presented as a religious dispute. It's not a religious dispute. It's more economic than religious. I mean, the majority of the countries on the list are Christian.
But mainly those people, as you earlier spoke about, who are genuine asylum seekers, whose lives are in their country of origin are in danger. So, what about them? They will be granted asylums?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they will make it even more difficult. Those who are already here, that they may, but it will be very difficult in future to come here and seek asylum.
Lastly, I would like to seek your comment that over last couple of weeks, even it has been reported in newspaper that US is going to even review citizenship that was
Yes,
granted to several
yes.
people.
Yeah, they say they will go through the documents they submitted for acquiring citizenships, and if they find anything wrong with them, then their citizenships will also be revoked.
And do you think, finally, I would like to seek your comment, how judiciary is going to view this particular move because it is going to be
Judiciary
a human rights issue?
The judiciary can intervene only if you are here. I mean, what can the American judiciary do for those still in Pakistan or still in
Exactly.
India or any other country? But those who are already here, yes, they most of them do
They may get stay
go to,
orders.
and they will go to the courts, and their cases will be decided by these courts, and the judiciary will. And judiciary has traditionally been very helpful. It tries to help immigrants, and I think this tradition will continue.
Lastly, how Democrats are viewing these all very harsh immigration measures?
Some are condemning it. Some are silent. Democrats have not spoken in support of this measure. Actually, not just some, many have spoken against it. Some are silent on this issue, but they realize that it is a popular political issue. If they become too vocal on this particular issue, then it may hurt them politically. But Democrats generally support immigrants.
Thank you so much indeed, Anwar Iqbal Saab, senior analyst based in Washington and exclusively talking on the new immigration policy by United States under which 75 countries immigrants visas have been suspended mainly due to security screening and financial frauds which were committed in the past by the immigrants in United States of America. Dear viewers, till our next program, goodbye and Khuda Hafiz.